welcome to my channel. I want to show you the most efficient way to prep plastic yarn, and I think that efficiency is something that really needs worked on in the tutorials, and nobody really talks about it. And prepping plarn can be a very long, time-consuming process if you don't know how to do it quickly. And granted, it still takes a long time. It is a lot more efficient from when I had first started. So what you're gonna need is a rotary cutter, some plastic bags, a cutting mat, and a 16mm crochet hook. And that will crochet sleeping mats for homeless people. And I'll have a tutorial of that in a different video. I wanted to show you how I quickened the process for myself. If you know plarn, you know that you have to cut the tops and the bottoms off of the bags and then cut them into strips. And so when I do that, I stack them up real well. I'm talking like a stack of 10 or so. Then I fold them in half like this so that it's easy to unfold and have your strips all nice and easy. So then from here, I have free hand, I have the hand that's holding the plarn, and I'm just gonna start wrapping them around my hand. And we're gonna keep doing this until my arm is like completely full of bags, like completely full. And then once we do that, I will show you the most efficient way to wrap them together. And this basically just saves you a lot of time, because previously what I would do is I would cut the bags like almost individually. I would throw them all in a bag, loose, unorganized. Sometimes you get ones that rip like that on you. So I would have to pick them out one by one and loop them one by one. And that was just really inefficient. It took a really long time. It was very strenuous on my arms and a lot of movement. And this limits the movement and how long it takes you to do it. And you could tell that like there's already a lot of bags on my arm. And I do this with a couple of stacks until like my arm all the way up is filled. And once I get to the bottom of the stack, like I'm about to right now, what I do is I stick my hand underneath my other hand, pull them out, and pull them up, okay? And then we go on to the next one. It's so much quicker this way than any other way that I've found. And it took me a lot of trial and error and practice in making a lot of bed rolls and a lot of balls of plarn in order to learn how to make this efficiently. And if I could save some people some time, some energy, and some arm strength, I'm gonna do it. I feel like this is the video that I needed when I first started making crochet bed rolls and plarn bed rolls. But yeah, I hope it helps someone to learn how I do it, and I hope that it helps you get more sleeping mats out to some homeless people so they don't die of hypothermia, okay? Sometimes it's hard to find the middle. But, oh, I forgot to pull it down, but that's okay. Sometimes they'll get a little stacked up on each other. But it's not that hard to get it unknotted once you're in the process, so. Is this a good thumbnail? I was going to do a timer to see how long that all of this would take me, but I think that it would be very difficult unless I had like an iPad in the corner with a stopwatch or something, you know what I mean? But cutting it is like half the work, and this used to take me a lot longer to actually make it in the plarn. But luckily now it like is so quick for me. So I have like a couple, like 3 or 4 of those stacks on my arm right now. And so from here, you're gonna take your strip, right? You're gonna have it in your hand, okay? well, over your hand, right? So you have your little grabby hand right here, and then you take the next one, you pull it, grab it, right? And then you just pull it. What I usually like to do to avoid it snagging like this, you just pull it straight. And if you have to pull it straight multiple times, you could do that. But that's basically what you do. You just put your hand in, pull it through, try to straighten them out so that it doesn't get stuck, and pull it through. And you just keep doing this until you are done with your pile. And then from there, I roll it into a ball just for storage reasons. I will get back to you when I am done with this and time lapse it and tell you what time I'm at then. Okay, so if this happens, it's kind of difficult sometimes, but you have to go back into the knots and like pull the edges and unloop it. And then you have to do that on the other side too. But if you look at the knot, right, if yours is like mine, you don't pull that part up there, you pull these two sides. Does that make sense? We're back in the game. Here's a hack of knowledge. If you have gray, yellow, brown, blue bags, those are typically best to be cut in 4 strips. If you have white, off-white, thick bags, they would be about 5 strips, maybe even 6, depending. If they're super thick, they're usually hard to crochet, so I do them in thinner strips. Try not to grab 2. That fucked me up. I grabbed 2. I don't know what I did. This has never happened to me before, to be honest with you. This is cutting into my time, but I'm not counting that shit up. Deduct like 20 seconds for the tangle. I'm on my last few, and then we just have to wind it up. And I'm gonna show you how I do that also, because I've seen some people recommend to just put it in like a bag because plarn doesn't tangle like regular yarn. Let me tell you, it still does tangle. If you want to avoid some trouble for yourself and save some space, you want to compress these bags and not just have them in loose bags. So I wrap them around my hand, then I start wrapping them around what I wrapped. And then you just make a ball, literally. You can switch your hands to see what gets best for you. So when I'm starting it, I start it on this hand, and then when I am at a place where I can wrap it easier, I switch hands because it helps me direct where the plarn is going. And so, you want to see my pile? That's how big my pile of plarn is right now. I'll be honest, usually I go bigger. And I'll be honest, I thought it took me less time, and now seeing how we're at almost 11 minutes right now, I'm like, damn, was it taking me like 30 minutes to do this a while ago? Like, to the people who are out here crocheting plastic nets for people to sleep on, shout out to you, because your work does not go in vain. It's very rewarding to know that you're helping someone potentially not fucking freeze to death. And though it is time consuming and strenuous at times, it is so worth it. It is so worth it, and I highly encourage anyone who knows how to crochet to do this, because it's very rewarding. And you can reach out to homeless shelters and social workers and stuff like that to find out encampments to donate them, and just work with your community and your cities and see who needs what. And though you may not have money, you probably have plastic bags or can get some, or have families and friends who could get some. If you run out of bags, I recommend community groups on Facebook, stealing from the recycling bin. There's a lot of things that you can do. Reduce, reuse, then recycle, okay? Though they're rolling out plastic bag bans, these bitches ain't going nowhere. Like, the plastic bags that are still around should be put to good use, and whenever they recycle, they have to add new plastic to it anyway. So it's counterproductive to make sure that the quality stays good. They have to add more of it. I am almost complete. Also, tip, if you have acrylic nails or press-on nails, sometimes when I'm rolling it, I have my thumb guiding me and what have you. It will sand down your thumbnail, just to let you know. Like, one time, I was winding up the crochet plarn ball, looked down at my nail, and I was like, how the fuck did that happen? And I was like, oh, damn, I didn't know it could do that. Whew. And we are almost done. And then once I'm done with that, what I do is I just tuck the ends underneath a couple of strips. I make it accessible if I wanted to pull it out. I usually do it under 2 to be perfect. And this is like one of the smallest balls I created. I usually do much more. You could fill your arm up, honestly. And that's how you make plarn balls. Go watch my other video if you want to figure out how to make crochet sleeping mats out of plastic bags. I don't think you need to watch me cut the strips. I'm sorry.